Twisted Wonderland has been getting a lot of attention recently because of the upcoming anime, but with this attention can come various levels of misunderstandings. So if you want to know what this series is actually about from someone who actually cares, then this is the video for you. Because Twisted Wonderland is nothing new. In fact, the game has been out for many a year. And I have played the game for many a year, so I can confidently tell you that it is not a dating game or otome. It definitely has an all-male main cast because they're at an all-boys school. And while it is a Disney IP, it is not the corporate slop side of Disney. It's this Disney. The one that's unafraid to ask deeper questions and explore darker themes. And it provides a story that asks the question, what does it mean to fight your inner demons? Can you win? And if you can't or you fail, is there a way to move forward? That is what Twisted Wonderland is. That is what its story is trying to explore. And that is why I think people should give it a chance, even though it has the title of Disney and even though there are barely any women present. Because the narrative is impactful, and it doesn't just answer this for one person either, because everyone's darkness is different. Everyone struggles with different things, and with such a diverse cast, it is able to explore these themes so elegantly through so many different scenarios that it has something to offer pretty much everyone. And it's able to do all of these things so successfully due to two main factors. The first is that it pulls inspiration from various classic Disney films with actual reverence for the source material, using elements and themes of the original stories to tastefully create something new. There are, of course, references to the source material, but they're not needlessly placed. In fact, someone like myself without an extensive knowledge of Disney is still able to enjoy this game and its narrative since it doesn't overly rely on the source material to support it. This is tied to the second point of its success, the story not solely being dictated by Disney, but instead written in part by Yana Taboso, the mangaka behind Black Butler. Lover or hater, you have to admit that she's not afraid to discuss darker themes, and her character designs, including all of the ones for this game, are very well done. These factors combined allow the narrative to properly explore its themes while having a solid foundation to stand on. It is also segmented in a way that allows the featured characters of each segment to undergo proper character development, giving them, for the most part, ample time and space to grow, which I know is a wild concept in this day and age. Yet because of this, you truly get to see into their motivations, into their lives, and even when you move into the next segment or book, the previous characters also play some sort of role in that story, so none of the characters are abandoned after their plots are concluded. It's really like everyone is connected, as they should be, since the events of the story take place at a boarding school. And it allows time for the main characters' relationships with others to deepen and develop. Now, if any of that sounds good to you on a conceptual level, I highly suggest downloading the app and trying out the game for yourself. However, I must warn you that it is a visual novel game with JRPG elements, so it's going to be a lot more reading than fighting, and it also has gacha. If that's up your alley, go right ahead and download it. But if that sounds like torture, then I implore you to at least give the upcoming anime, releasing October 29th, a watch. You'll still get to enjoy the main story through that series, and it's already confirmed for 3 seasons. So you've got Book 1, Heartstable, Book 2, Savannah Claw, and Book 3, Octavanel, in both sub and dub, to look forward to. But for as much as I've talked about the amazing narrative and the character development, I haven't really given many details about the plot, which was by design. If you would like to go into Twisted Wonderland mostly blind while being informed of what the story is actually trying to teach you, then you don't need to watch the rest of this video. But if you do decide to play the game and have questions about its various systems like leveling your cards, I have guides on my channel to help you out. And if you want to come chat about it, you're always welcome. But if you're interested in a plot summary, then let me give you some extra tidbits. Twisted Wonderland takes place majorly in an all-boys mage academy called Night Raven College. Here, skilled young mages are taught all sorts of magical things, but before they can begin their educational career, they are sorted into one of 7 dorms based on the nature of their soul, or the nature of their magic. Each of these dorms is based on a classic Disney film, and the students within reflect aspects of or are twisted from that film's villain and other associated characters. This, however, does not mean they are exactly the same as those villains and characters, as each boy has their own motivations, own desires, own characteristics, and while some individuals do reference the source material, like Malleus having similar horns to Maleficent, Malleus is not a gender bent version of Maleficent, nor does he share the same exact desires and goals as she. He is instead an entirely different character, as are all of the rest of the cast. The main character of the game, you, quite literally you, has been whisked away from their world into Twisted Wonderland through mysterious means, and at this point in time has no way to get back to their home. NRC's headmaster, Crowley, has decided in his endless generosity to allow the MC to live on campus as he tries to figure out a way to send them home, all the while asking you to run various errands involving the main cast as repayment for their room and board. Along the way, you'll get to meet all of the main characters and either help them resolve their conflicts or attempt to foil their plots. But as tensions and emotions rise, deadly consequences emerge, because magic in this world comes at a cost. And when this power is misused in, say, a fit of rage over the MC's collective actions, the check comes due and a monster emerges. You must defeat this darkness to save your friends, save yourself, and maybe even save the world. A rather exciting prospect, no? A prospect that I hope, combined with everything else we talked about, entices you to give this series a try. Whether you play the game, watch the anime, or do both, I hope that you enjoy your time in Twisted Wonderland. I'll always be here if you want to chat or have any questions, and I know a lot of other content creators in this space are also really passionate about this game. So even if this is the last time that you see me, I hope it's not the last time that you see Twist. Thank you so much for sticking it out to the end, and just remember, you're amazing, and I hope you have a wonderful day.